guys can do it any way you want to do it. That's just how I did it. Alright, here we go, guys. I'm going to take a look at my spray rig today. I want to calibrate and see how much I'm spraying per 1,000 square feet here in this hold on. Alright, so I'm going to measure off 1,000 square feet here in the gravel lot. We're going to spray some water and see how much I'm putting out in 1,000 square feet, how much water I'm putting out. So first we're going to do it in gravel, and then we're going to go over to my house and spray out 1,000 square feet in the grass and see if I'm doing about the same amount of time. And that way we'll know what we're doing in the spray rig. So I'm just up here in the gravel in the parking area. This is where we park the rigs. So I'm going to show you my spray rig. So we got a 150 gallon tank. Got a 300 foot hose. I'm lazy, so I've got an electric start. I'm just going to use some 2x4s to mark my corners of my square. Let's take a look at my pump. This pump will do, I think it's rated for 10.6 gallons a minute. It'll do almost 600 psi, 550 rpm. For me to do a gallon or two a minute, or within that range, if you want to look at it like that, I can leave it at idle. I don't even have to idle up. I'm still waiting on my Lesco gun to come in. It's a Hane reel. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I feel a lot of wind at my back. So this is just a JD9 gun. I'm still waiting on my Lesco grass gun to come in, but for right now we're going to go with that. Then I'm going to fit these guys with quick releases, so I can switch back if I need to get a lot of pressure and shoot up high somewhere, whether it be in a tree or high shrubs or up on a whatever. Then I can always pop this gun back on. This gun, I can put out a lot of a straight stream out of it. Like I said, I'm just waiting on my Lesco gun to come in, but we're going to be spraying this week already. So I'm going to get that one set up so I can spray some lawns. So let me set this phone up, measure out 1,000 square feet, fire up this pump, and see what we got going on. Alright, so I've taken the 2x4 chunks and marked off that it's a 50 by 20, and now we're going to fire up the gun, and I'm going to spray this way, then back that way, or 50 by 20, never mind. So this is a 50 by 20, so I'm just going to start over here, and I'm just going to spray my way one way or the other. Spray this whole square, time it, and then we'll come back to the bucket and see what we're spraying in that amount of time. Oh, let's make sure. Yep. So there we're set at 100 psi, and I'm just going to drag this gun out and spray this area, and then we'll see what we got going on after that. Here I've got a 1 gallon jug, and we'll time it and see what we're spraying. It's 1 gallon. Gallon. half. So there we're spraying 1.5 gallons. I want to get it up to 2 gallons for 1,000 square feet. So I'm going to open up that nozzle a little bit more, run it again, and see if we can get there. Alright, so we needed 180 psi to get me to 2 gallons a minute, or 2 gallons 1,000 square feet. Sorry, I keep saying a minute. Alright, I'm going to show you one more cool feature that I like about this, and then we're going to take this over to some grass and see if I'm doing 1,000 square feet still in the same amount of time. That's right, electric hose reel. It reels in really fast, so I got to leave it a lot of slack. But yeah, so that's my spray unit. I'm not sure if High Pro is the name of the pump, or if that's just the name of that. I think it's a High Pro pump. I'll have to look it up. I haven't even tried to look that up yet. But like I said, 150 gallon. You can see how it's all plumbed. This is just the return, or the bypass. Then over there's a jet on the inside of the tank. So this one is where it's coming out and going up, coming through the pump. I've still got more shit, can't think of what these are, valves. But anyway, the yellow one, obviously, see it comes out and it's going right there to the jet. And then this one is coming out and going up to the hose reel. So that's the way it's plumbed. I could do another, I can't think of what these are called. There's filters. There's a filter, that agitators. So that's how the agitators are plumbed. I only do this one. The way this tank was done, I bought this tank from a guy. And the way this was plumbed, if I ran this agitator, it would squirt in with such force that it would mess with the suction, because it was blowing it kind of away from the suction. But that one over there seems to do really well. So that's the way all that's set up. And like I said, now we're going to head over to some grass and put some more water in this and do some spraying. Alright, so this is about 1,000 square feet. If you go down here, straight line off of my flower bed, this circle of grass here, 1,000 square feet. I've already got the gun out, I've already got it fired up, had to fill it up with water, and go run it. This should only take me about 42.5 seconds to walk. I watched a buttload of videos on how to calibrate, so this really wasn't a how to calibrate video. This is just a video of me calibrating my machine and how I calibrated my machine. I marked off 1,000 square feet. I timed it. I did it a bunch of times. So then I would spray that amount of time into the bucket. Then I would measure how much I sprayed. My goal was to get to 2 gallons per 1,000 square feet. So I probably sprayed, crap man, I probably did it on the gravel lot 6 or 7 times before I got it to where I was hitting the 2 gallons. And it was taking me, so it, between doing it in the gravel and doing it on the lawn, I had a 12-second difference in the way I walk. because my lawn is not level. It's got a slight slope to it. It's got bumps and grooves. I haven't went crazy on leveling my lawn or anything like that yet. It's just a normal lawn. And yeah, so there was a 12-second difference. It was 42 seconds for me to walk it on gravel and 54 seconds for me to walk it in my lawn. So I'm doing 54 seconds per 1,000 square feet is what I'm walking. And I've calibrated the machine now to spray 2 gallons per 1,000 square feet. So now I know I can look at my square footage I'm going to spray for the day. I can load that square footage up into the tank. I can mix my chemical appropriately, and I should come home every day empty, or at least close to it. Sorry, my watch is all going nuts on me. It's a Saturday, guys, so I can't ignore my wife. She's making dinner plans, and she's trying to let me know what the dinner plans are. But and I want to drive around this truck a little bit with it. Right now I've got 100 gallons in it, because this is just a half ton. It's just an F-150. Granted, as far as putting weight in it and whatever, I mean, 100 gallons of water is what, 700 pounds, 800 pounds, something like that. So I'm not concerned about that, but it does feel weird because I'm getting the slosh factor. Sorry if I spit there. So I can feel the water doing this as I'm braking or hitting the gas, or I can feel it. Now the skid is attached to the truck. It's all been bolted into the truck, so it doesn't slide around. It's hard. Everything's hardwired as far as the start and the electric coil and everything for the reel. That's all hardwired into the truck. If it does seem to squat the tail at all, I've got airbags on this truck, so I can lift this truck up. But I just wanted to drive around with it, especially, I'm never worried about whether the truck can handle the weight. I mean, it was the Mo truck. I know it can handle the weight and it can pull the weight. I'm always worried about stopping. That's the end I worry about. And I know it can stop this weight. I just wanted to feel it stop the weight as the weight continues to move. Because there's no ballast in that tank. It's just a straight 150 gallon tank. And like I said, right now I'm loaded with 100 gallons. My client list for spraying is still relatively small. So I'm not worried about not having enough room to be able to spray. 2 gallons a minute. Even if I'm only loading 100 gallons a day, that's 50,000 square feet. I can go out and spray every day. I know some of you guys laugh at that. Some of you guys are spraying 200,000 square feet a day. This will get me started. This will get me in the groove. This will be my learning phase. And then as the truck grows, or the spraying route grows, then I can feel the truck doing this as I'm sitting at the red light, where the water's moving me around. Just feels weird. But yeah, so that's what we did. That's how I'm set up. That's how I did it. First we did it in the gravel, figured it out, got the pump where I wanted it to be, went back out in the lawn, walked it, sprayed it, checked my spray. You know, I timed it, checked my spray to see if that's what I put out. I did tweak I don't think I had the camera on when I did it. I did play with the PSI a little bit. I dialed it up really high at one point and then dialed it back down. So I tried to get it back down to 100. The dial I have, I can't. I'm about 180 is where I think I'm at. How about that? That seems to where I need to be at for 2 gallons per 1,000. And I walked it, and then I measured it, and then I walked it again. Took me the same amount of time. I measured it again, and that's what I was putting out. So I'm confident with my my gallons per 1,000, which I'm happy with, because, and everything I watched this morning had You know, the advice from everyone was, especially starting out, it's wise to be in that 2 to 3 gallons per minute. Sorry, into that 2 to 3 gallons per minute, because the more water, to be a little more forgiving on the grass if there is a you know, the chemical, or the way I mix the chemical. But anyway, guys, like I said, this was not a how you should do it. This is a how I did it and how I got to my 2 gallons per thousand. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.